Hello, good day, everyone, and welcome to our special monthly edition of the Louded series. And today we are going to be having a special edition, which is to celebrate the International Day of the Girl's Child that took place on Monday, 11th of October. Today we'll be talking about the theme of the girl child for this year, which says digital generation, our generation. And then we'll be talking from this angle, digital generation and digital advocacy. How do we get more girls on board? And we'll be having a lot of guests today who will be able to, will, with whom we'll be able to converse with. And I'll be the moderator. My name is Ayomide Advocacy. I'll be the moderator for today. So yes, we'll be getting right into it. Our audience, we also want to appreciate you. Thank you for coming today. Thank you for coming to join us on this show. We hope to we hope to have more of you on the show. We hope to allow you guys to, show us your enthusiasm by sending us your favorite emoji if you are online. Okay, and I guess for today we have Mr. Ni Ojuola, who is our country representative for the UNFPA Ghana. He's the country representative for UNFPA Ghana. We have Victoria Queno, who is a yearly fellow for the and also an alumni of the UNFPA Ghana. We have Mutatalenu Mukakalama from Zambia, who is an Agent of Change Foundation Executive Director. And we also have Sopani Felicitus Makusu from Zambia, who is an Agent of Change Foundation with youth reporter. And also, we'll be having Omolola Kimbo, who is a broadcast journalist, and Toyosi Olola, who is a social media scholar. So it's going to be a full house today, and we hope to be able to, get a lot of people more involved and a lot of girls, most especially in digital advocacy. So it came into light of recent during the COVID-19 and the pandemic that where we discovered that a lot of people had to shift to the virtual space, for businesses, for education, for a lot of things. And this really brought about people's thinking that, okay, so you don't just have to be physically present in a place to actually get things running. And this has made us come to the realization that also we must bring a lot of girls on board. Statistics also has that it is most likely that girls are denied access to digital accessories to the internet technology more than the boys. So also we'll converse on how to, allow this dream of more girls being involved digitally. We have to bring it to to motion. We have to bring it to motion, and so that's what we'll be conversing about today. And our audiences, if you know you are online and you're watching us, would love you to show us your favorite emoji and also continue with us on the show. And you're watching Rhealyz Africa's Loudest series, a special edition to celebrate the girls, And we'll be having Mutete join us soon. She'll be joining us soon. Hello, Mutete welcome on board.
Hi, Ayomide. Thank you for having
me. All right. How are you doing? I hope everything is going on well.
Yes, everything is fine. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so we've come to notice that you do a lot of work with girls, especially when it comes to media and communication. And you've been doing this for some time now. So I would love to know, what are some of your motivating factors? What are those things that have motivated you so far to be able to, like, okay, I want to go into the media space and I want to work with girls?
Okay. Thank you very much for that question. First of all, like you have mentioned, I'm a storyteller myself, and I tell a lot of stories through the media or through the kind of work that I do. Just a bit of background of myself. When I was still a girl, one of the motivating factors at this stage has been also the kind of person that I have become from where I was. So I grew up to be a very shy girl, one of those last girls that would even dare lift up their hand or ask a question in class or even participate in anything that would be meaningful, because obviously of the way that I was conditioned to think, that I wouldn't put myself in any place where I would actually do anything that would, impress people, or maybe, and things like that. And so from that motivating fact, the fact that I started from such a place and really grew through the process itself of having
Yes.
to become someone now who can mentor girls is really a motivation for myself, to really continue going, because I do believe that there should be a lot of girls out there who are like me
We're
at some
experiencing the same
point.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, at some point, who wouldn't even have the strength, or even have it in them to basically put themselves out there and say, hey, I'm here. So that's one of the motivating factors. The other one, obviously, is the kind of the kind of satisfaction that comes with dealing and working in such a kind of a field, like for instance, girls going out there to excel more than we thought they would, having to achieve more than we thought they would, just having to spread their wings, apply their skills, and be able to do so much more. I think for me, this really motivates me to continue to do this kind of work, because then I understand to say whatever that we are doing and whatever that we're applying is really working in this sense. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that is really good. And I must say, you're doing a very good job. You're doing a great job. Kudos to you. And we hope to hear more and more from you.
Thank you.
Okay, so now just tell us about what really motivated you. And I'm sure you've been doing this now, not just something you started. You've been doing it for some time now. And I'm sure you have some of the experiences, some of the success stories, some of the not so good stories. So I would love you to share with us some of your experiences working in the media space with girls.
Yeah, so some of the, maybe I will start with some of the challenges. I think for some of the challenges have been that, for us, we have grown up in such a patriarchal society that has conditioned us to think in a certain way. And so when you're a girl, you're limited to certain things that you can think of doing or think of going with beyond, because you are obviously thinking, oh, there's a brother of mine who's going to do this, or there's a male friend of mine who's going to do this, because of how society has conditioned us. So you find a lot
Yeah.
of girls are actually conditioned in that sense, and this is really a challenge for us now to move and say, okay, yes, this is how we've been conditioned, but then how do we move from that space to actually put girls out there so that they can be able to apply themselves in a way that is fulfilling, in a way that is sense. I think that has really been, a challenge. Another challenge has been low self-esteem. I think there's been instances where we've had situations because of the conditioning of the society. There comes now with things like, low self-esteem, girls not actually thinking that they can do more, they can apply themselves in certain fields, or they can go out there and achieve what they want to achieve. So this still remains a challenge. And well, if we talk about some of the success stories, I think I do have a lot of success stories that I will talk about with the girls that I've encountered so far in the work. It's been amazing stories. It's been stories of how, situations where we had certain girls come into our program very timid and with low self-esteem, um, just coming into the program to try and learn. But through the processes, they've been able to excel beautifully. They've been able to excel in a way that they would, go out there and represent the country at high forums. They've gone out there to study what they wish to study. They've gone out there to achieve more than we thought they would. And I think for me, these are really success stories that we would talk about. And there's really a lot more success stories that, I would go on talking about. So yes, this is what, has happened. And this is what happens when such a thing is brought, to girls, and mentorship is, involved in this kind of work.
Mm. All right. Okay, so I'll be asking you one more question. And I would love to tell Sopani and Victoria Quaino to get ready, because after this next question, we'll be giving Matataleno a break, to just take a chill before she comes back. And okay, so you've been able to highlight some of the challenges you faced to be, the patriarchal system, and some of the low self-esteem with some of the students and the likes. So how were you able to overcome those challenges? How were you able to sail through those challenges?
So how we've been able to, overcome these challenges has been to apply, first of all, faith and confidence in the girls as well, because for us as an organization, we work with both boys and girls. And so the fact that already in the space, we are having, we would have, girls in some instances who have low self-esteem, are timid, and things like that. We need to, what we have applied has really been um, confidence in them, faith in them, believing that they can also do whatever their friends are doing. It has always, it has also been the level of patience that we've had in our programs, because some of our programs have run for 3 years, 2 years. So meaning that in the process, we know that our girls are learning. And if
That's
you
great.
come to a space where you find a girl who came 2 years ago or 1 year ago, they are so much better. I mean, you look at them and you're beaming with joy because of the processes that they've gone through, how much they have learned, and how much they're actually applying, to their lives in terms of the skills, the life skills that they have learned. So this has really helped us to go through the process. And also the other thing has been, the mentorship that I'm talking about. It's really important, in any program, even as we are working with fellow young people, to actually mentor them, because this really helps them, gives them motivation. As you're mentoring them, you're also supporting them in the work that they're doing, in the things that they're, going on with. Just that kind of support really helps to put them at a very advantaged place for them to go out there and achieve what they really wish to achieve.
All right, thank you very much. And we'll be we'll be given a chance to go on a break. So we'll be adding Sopani and Victoria to the stream now. I hope you stay with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Penny, welcome. And if you're just joining the show, it's our monthly Loudest series and brought to you by Rhealyz Africa. And this is a special edition to actually celebrate the girl child, because the International Day of the Girl Child was on October 11th, and it was the theme for the year was Digital Generation, Our Generation. And for us at the Rhealyz Africa, we want to be able, to bring more girls on board. This is why we're talking about this today: digital advocacy, digital and media advocacy, how to bring more girls on board. And our audience, I appreciate you all. Comfort, Comfort says hello, hello to you too. Abana Sabe says, confidence is truly essential. Confidence is truly essential for girls to go into the digital space. And also, we celebrate you. And as you realize, we are telling you welcome to everybody. And we'll keep following us as we continue the show. So, Pani, welcome on board. My name is Ayomide.
Thank you.
Okay, so when I started, I was trying to reiterate on the fact that the COVID-19 pandemic made a lot of things which were not usually on virtual space become more on the virtual space. And through that pandemic, we're able to know that a lot of things which we all before actually thought it was something that could happen until we meet physically, whereas now happening and it was successful. And so this is why we are also using this opportunity to clamor for more girls to join the digital advocacy to come more on board. But it has also been discovered, like there's this known statistics that says that more girls are more likely to be at disadvantage when it comes to internet technology because they're more likely to be refused an access to the internet. So this is what we'll be talking about this today. So welcome on board, Sopani. I hope you are ready to give us, a lot today from
Yeah.
everything you've been going through. Yeah. Okay, so we are in the digital age, just like I've said. What
Mm-hmm.
do you think some of the opportunities there are like what are some of the opportunities there are for girls to leverage upon in this digital age?
Yeah, like there are a lot of opportunities in this digital age because things like we're in the modern state, like things have developed, they have changed,
Okay.
and as you can see, everything that you're doing, school, our daily life, it's digital. So yeah, it's more like the ladies, okay, the girls, let me specify girls because it's girls we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, can you rephrase the question?
Okay, yes. The question says, what are some of the opportunities that girls can leverage on during this digital age? What are some of the opportunities that are there out there that girls can actually
Okay,
leverage on?
okay, there are a lot of opportunities because even when you're looking for a job, you're applying for a job, like it's digital now. So like if I've got the skill, if I've got the digital literacy knowledge, I can be able to apply for a job, even using email. Yeah, it even looks more
Yes.
professional. Yeah. So
Yes.
there are a lot of opportunities. I can run my business online. There's WhatsApp business. I can be doing my business there. I can create a group on WhatsApp. I can be sharing my things there, even on Facebook. There are Facebook pages there. I can be posting my business and I could get more interactive with people. And I can even find a job online because there are a lot of jobs that are found online these days. It's not physically like you apply for nursing or anything like that, but there are also jobs online. Yeah.
All right. Yes, that is actually very true. These days everything is about emails, e-business, a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of things are now done more electronically. And Victoria, I urge you to get there because I'll be getting to you very soon. Okay. So we've also talked about these opportunities. So would you say that there is a generation inequality gap when it comes to girls and boys coming to the digital revolution now? I said the statistics says maybe okay that more girls are likely to be refused access to the internet technology. Would you say this is true? Have you experienced it at all?
Yeah, it's very, very true because most of the communities and homes where we come from, like in the olden days, they used even now, some families do like it's only the boys, like it's only them who can maybe operate a phone and some girls are being limited. But that's not right. Even a girl can do things that a boy can do. Yeah. So
So,
uh what we can do by like maybe engaging the girls and everything in the digital world like this, it's by motivating them, like giving them that motivation and encouragement and starting it at a low ground, like when they're just small so that they can develop that, and encouraging them and promoting that gender equality together, not just depending on the boy side but also engaging the girl side in everything that is happening. Yeah.
all right, and that is our urgent and urge to everyone out there to please, as much as possible as you would say, the boys should have an access to the internet technology. Also, safely guide your girls to be able to use the internet. Also, and we'll be
Mm-hmm.
adding Victoria to the. Okay, Victoria. Hope you get set very soon. Okay, so Pani, one other question I'd like to ask you
Mm-hmm.
is Now we've established it that even in your community that there are some girls who have refused access, meanwhile their male counterparts also have access to this. So how do you think we can bridge the gap between the girls and the boys? How do you think we can bridge the generation inequality gap when it comes to digital revolution?
By engaging both genders, like you engage both male and female together and sensitizing the community and these families where you come from to say what a boy can do, also a girl can do, not just depending on one side. And also at school, encouraging the ladies, also the girls to be participating in this because even I'm at school, yeah, and there are computer lessons there. I can even like give an example why in class like that. So that just depending on the boy side, but not on the girl side. Say no, they can't do this, they cannot do that. But we encourage them more to say you need to participate and be encouraged. To say get motivated and you can do it you yourself, not looking down upon yourself to say I can't do this only for boys. No. So we encourage everybody, like even in our communities and home, we need to encourage the girls and ladies out there to say you can also do it and bringing that motivation to them. We encourage them, even ladies, us, we can do it. Not just feeling down to say, no, I can't do this. It's only for boys, it's only for men. No, even us ladies, we can do it. Just have that self confidence, that faith in it to say, I can also do it. Not just
After this,
sitting aside to say, I've left it for the men or anything. No, we can also do it. There's girl power. Yeah.
all right, yes, I like that one. So you said it's girl power. So I hope you've
Yeah.
been keeping it real. Super.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be going, I'll be going on a short break now. Just stay with us. We'll be showing a video from the Ghana representative of the UNFPA, Mr. Ojola.
Okay.
Hello, young people. I'm happy today and honored to engage you. You are the next generation excited to be partnering with Rhealyz Africa in order to bring sexual and reproductive health and rights services to your doorstep. At United Nations Population Fund, we are the United Nations Agency for Sexual and Reproductive Health. We have a tradition of assisting young people like you in realizing their full potentials by providing you with high quality and informed sexuality education, as well as sexual and reproductive health services. And today, we want to demonstrate it as a good example of our dedication. As you would know, gender-based violence has become a shadow pandemic as a result of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. The safety and well-being of millions of girls are being threatened by this global pandemic, and domestic abuse reports have tripled in several nations. And that is because the vast majority of domestic violence goes unreported world over. While digital technology has many benefits, it also has the potential to encourage violence. Physical threats, sexual harassment, bullying, stalking, sex trolling, as well as exploitation are more common targets of online violence for women and girls. There are numerous ways that technology can, however, be a force for good. Even when physical services are limited, virtual safe spaces allow users to access information and services in a safe, culturally acceptable, and accessible manner. Girls have been given access to virtual safe spaces with information on gender-based violence, as well as sexual and reproductive health, self-care, and empowerment. And at United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, we are presently integrating discrete gender-based violence information and referral details to those seeking help or disclosing risk of violence through our Boabeha. Based on the lessons learned, virtual safe spaces will be revised and built out to benefit girls across countries. Finally, I would like to say welcome on board. We believe to keep girls and women at the center of the development process, we must invest in safe technology and keep searching for innovative ways to end gender-based violence, learning, and improving as tech evolves. Thank you very much.
All right, that was one wonderful word from Mr. Niyojola, who is also like a mentor to us here in Rhealyz Africa. And they was also talking about how we can make use of the technology safely, especially for the girls, and creating virtual safe spaces. And with that, we'll be bringing Victoria Queno on board, who is also a yearly fellow of the UNFPA Ghana. Hello, Victoria. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Hi, Amide. I'm very fine. How about you?
All right. I'm very good. It's actually very nice to have you on board. And I hope you watched
Thank
the
you.
video that Mr. Jolape spoke about. Yes. Okay. So I think he was talking about creation of safe spaces, a virtual space for girls that he's working on. Are you much aware about the space and what it's all about? Would you care to share with us?
Thank you so much to
You're
everyone
welcome.
who has joined us. In terms of digital space, I listened carefully to the other people you had on my co-panelist here. And one
Yeah.
of the key things that came out so strongly is about how young girls can utilize the space to um, kind of enrich themselves, motivate themselves, get to learn all the things that you're supposed to do. But I also like the fact that my rep also mentioned the negatives that the internet or the digital space poses to us as young girls, like young people, but especially to young girls. I won't say entirely that the digital space is all negative or is all not so nice or we don't have a lot of opportunities. Even when during the lockdown, I realized that when schools were closed, we were all learning online, and that was another
Yes.
creative way of getting to not being left behind in terms of education, but also catching up in that regard. And we also know that in terms of health, there's been some innovative or innovation to help deliver health services to people, even to the deprived community. So we have the drones um, um, to deprived communities to give them medications and all of those things. So in terms of innovation, when it comes to the digital generation, we have it much there. Again, we also have the point where we can use the digital space to sell our business aside the
Yes.
innovation, sell our business in terms of young people who want to venture into entrepreneurship, do business at the comfort of your home and then reach the global audience. Aside that, so in
Yes.
terms of networking, connection, and all of that. On the flip side, there comes a lot of negatives when it comes to the digital space, and that has to do with online harassment. It has become so much like now we are trying to normalize it. Even girls posting pictures on their social media platform, and people coming to say, "Oh, you look so tiny, you look so fat," and then the girl is not even able to even say this is how I want to look, this is what keeps me, I mean, this is who I am. I don't need to like change anything about myself to fit into society. But we have made it so much like a norm that girls are now trying to be depressed because of the way online society is wants them to fit in, and then they are not trying to fit in. So girls try to do other things just to fit in. So there's that hyper sexualization when it comes to girls using the digital space. Aside that, too, we have the online harassment, sexual and gender based, or even happening even
Yeah.
online. People writing things, comments. Oh, I want to do this with you. I want to, and
Trust.
like you sometimes sit down and you're like, where are these people coming from? Because honestly speaking, you feel that that should be a safe space to express your feelings, to show what you've got as an individual, and you don't need them to kind of how do I say, more or less like give you compliments and all those things. You just want to be yourself, and that is all. But people come in and they say all things, they bully you online, you write a comment, and then everybody is attacking you and all those things. And that is not actually helping, because it's kind of deterring a lot of girls from even using the digital space. Because each and every time I'm looking at the number of likes on my picture, if nobody is liking my, means that I'm very ugly and I need to change. So a lot of girls are even looking for elsewhere to do other things just to fit in into the society. And that for me is a big challenge, because if we need to change the way we look to be able to fit into the digital space, and I think we need to redefine what the digital space is all about, or the digital generation that we are looking out for is all about, because nobody needs to change to fit into that digital space. It's a space for opportunities, and that is what we need to grab. Aside the online harassment and all of that, we also have the point where, if we are looking at the digital generation, means that every young girl should be able to connect. Here lies the case, they are not even having that access because of poor internet, not even getting the materials to connect. So if you don't have a phone, so just before I joined, my internet was working perfectly. All of a sudden my internet stopped working. So
Stop
just
talking.
so like so
Yeah,
like I was like, oh my god, I can't do
yeah,
this now. So something like that, a girl might lose out of on opportunities if it comes to learning school. And I'm sure that even with UNESCO statistic, you realize that during the lockdown, a lot of girls didn't really benefit from school because of not having access to internet, not getting the materials to even, like, the technologies to even connect to this internet, and also being able to join in class and all of those things. So I think that that's also another thing that we need to really look at when it comes to girls accessing digital space, and what opportunities they can really grab. um the other thing that I don't know, but I would want to touch on, is that now the internet is also making girls kind of like have a more like an identity in mind, because of the things that they see. They
yeah.
like we are being
They
pressured
force
to.
them. Yeah.
Exactly. So if I see this person posing and then has maybe a nice thing, I also want to, like, so a lot of pressure is happening on the internet, on
And
the
you begin
digital
to think
space.
this is how it should be when it shouldn't.
Exactly. And I,
Yeah.
I, I think that,
Okay. Hello, Victoria.
hi, and I
So
think that
yeah.
if I mean, you were saying something.
No, I wanted to get you. I was like, okay, it's like a false sense about things should be when it shouldn't actually be like that. Yeah. So you were still speaking.
Yeah, so I just to wrap up on the question you just asked, I think that if we really want to and yes, another thing I didn't touch on is the digital skills that these young people don't even have when it comes to using the internet, or being on the space. Because sometimes, because they don't know how to even navigate and use what and all those things, they tend to post anything at any point in time, which are not supposed to even be posted. They tend to explore other social media platforms that are not supposed to even be there, and all those things. So I think it's also about girls being equipped with digital skills so they can navigate the digital world. If we don't really get to define all these things, if girls don't really get to learn all these, I think it is going to be very difficult in us zooming
Navigate.
into the digital generation.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually like the fact that you said a lot of people have to be actually taught, of how to use it before they are even given access to it at all, so that they don't actually use it in the wrong way, right? Yeah. Okay. So now I like the fact that you've been able to do justice to a whole lot of it, like the adverse effect and even the disadvantages of people not having access to it. So also, if I were to ask Victoria, how would you think that? How would you deal with possible? How would you say the ways in which the rural communities, girls in the rural communities, wouldn't have an advantage of being able to use these things? How do you think they can be carried along and be given opportunities to also access the internet?
Hi, Ayomide. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You know, I told you that today my internet has been messing up and I don't know where it's coming from.
Okay, okay,
But
okay.
but however, I've tried to phrase the question if I really got it right. Is the question
Okay,
is looking at
okay.
in terms of the local community, how do we get every girl on board so that we also get the
Yes,
benefits?
yes, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Okay, this internet. Okay, so I think that it's it's really going to take time, and I say this because even for us here in Ghana, like there are some communities that don't even have electricity. Talk of girls having access to smartphones. Talk of girls having even the money to purchase data and other things. What I feel should happen is that let's explore other opportunities in terms of not like, because I mean I feel that's a long-term goal. I can't suggest that we should buy internet or we should buy laptop for everybody, which I know my
Yeah.
government, like any other, I mean, nation can't do that. But I'm just looking at how we can also explore other opportunities. So we have the like radio, because they all form like the media. We have radio, we have television that kind of reach out
Yes.
to some of these people in other communities. So if we are doing online studies, and I know Ghana did, we did explore that. If you're doing online
Yeah, we
studying
also did
to,
that
I
in
mean, people,
Nigeria. Yeah.
great,
Yes, we did that.
great. So if, yeah, so if we are doing online studies to people, we can have a content on radio that is also targeted at the communities that don't have access to these digital or the
Internet.
internet or the other materials or technologies to connect to the internet. Other thing is that how about having small corners in our communities? So like a center where these young people can go, and that center, for instance, might probably have like maybe one laptop or something like that, so that young people in
Yes.
that community can also go and have access to maybe if they have to do research, know what is happening and all of those. So centers, maybe libraries in some communities will be good. We are not asking for maybe lots of libraries, but maybe one or two libraries and communities that will have access to this internet. And I know it has worked for a community. Like there was this community we visited the other time, and I mean there's actually no network, and so if you stand and if you push yourself a bit, you will lose out on network. So like when
Yeah.
you're standing, make
Yes.
sure that you
Yes.
stand very firmly. So
Yes.
one thing that we realized is that we called for that establishment, and one NGO really worked on that. And they had this facility where there was the internet, like young people can come in and learn and all of this. And I think it's also working so well in other communities. So that should also be another option in ensuring that nobody is actually left behind as a tagline for the Sustainable Development Goals. We are reaching
Yeah.
everybody with health
Yeah. Reaching
information. We are
everywhere.
reaching
Yeah.
all other things that we might as well get on the digital space.
That was really nice of you. And okay. So I think I have just some more questions for you, but I would love to go and break. Let me bring back the show. Right? Can you hear me?
I don't mean please, because of my network coming in. What did you say?
Okay, I said I'll be allowing you to go on a short break now. I'm bringing back Mutatalent so that you can take a chill pill before bringing back.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, all right. Okay, okay, Mutatalent, welcome back. All right, welcome back. So, been able to, understand, like, talk with Victoria and Sofani about some of the challenges that girls that they might have faced when it comes to the media, communication, and the likes. And I also want to also appreciate our members of the audience. Thank you very much for joining us on this show. And we appreciate you. And also, we urge you to actually share this video on your platform. You can share it on your platform, share the links on your WhatsApp status, on Facebook stories, and and likes and get more people to join. Because the slogan of the show is know it loud. And also if you share it with people, get other people to come and learn about it. Lana Caprante says congratulations. Okay. Let's connect to Koibe. Just to the organizer, nice initiative. Thank you very much. But one way I'll just say, girls shouldn't look at the digital space as just messed up. It is open to everyone. Nana also says, proud of you, Victoria, for you not keep doing it. Thank you. Alana says, some of the major advancements of the digital space of girls is bullying and body shaming, which protect girls from the digital space. Okay, so the quote from Victoria. Thank you for reiterating that fact. Abundance is a digital generation for all because yes, we are going and carrying everyone along and no one allowed to be left behind. Okay. So Mrs. Alani, back to you. I hope you are enjoying the show and so far so good we're learning a lot from you.
Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying and really learning. I was kind of listening there, but yeah, I'm getting you now.
Okay. So with your experience and working with the girls for the rest of the years now, what would you say some of the opportunities are in the space for girls? What are some of the opportunities that girls, have advantage of leveraging on in the media space? What are some of these
Thank you very much for that question. And so at this stage, I think we can, safely say there are some opportunities that are out there that girls can, venture into. I think, you know, at first when Sopani was talking, she talked about how we would start, um, girls from a very young age about technology and digital technology and things like that, so that they can
yes.
be implemented at the time that they're growing, they are able to understand these things. So I think some of the opportunities that would be, girls to go out and study, STEM subjects, which
Yes.
have still been low for the girls that will get into such kind of fields. And I think it's very important that they apply themselves in that way to be able to grab these opportunities, because sometimes we might be talking about opportunities when we have an unskilled force. So it's very important that our girls get the right kind of skills that will be available for them. I think one of the things that I always talk about how we should make sure that we're opportunities to girls who actually have sometimes the skills and have learned also through the process. We don't want to be given opportunities just because someone is female. We can't even go and do that opportunity that was given because it was given to them based on the facts that, for instance, you are female, so I'll give you this opportunity to do this. No, we should make sure that skills are very important. We should make sure that our girls are getting the right kind of skills. And how do they get create opportunities for them? We need to connect them to opportunities that are in this space. And that way, I think we can be able to look at them actually getting the opportunities that they need. And when we talk about the media, there's a whole lot of space that they can come in. We think of professions that have to do with the media, that we can think about, coming into the space and getting obviously the skills for them in the digital space. So the opportunities could be created and are there, but we also need to ensure that girls have the right kind of skills for them to get these opportunities. And girls, when you get those skills, you need to ensure that you go for these opportunities. Do not wait for opportunities through you. Ensure that you're looking out for opportunities for yourselves as well. Thank you.
I thank you. I thank you for that. You said, okay, that there are opportunities and also more opportunities need to be created. And also the girls also have to be on the lookout for opportunities themselves. So they should try as much as possible to maximize the ones that are there, look forward to creating more, and also picking them out. That would be really, really nice. Okay. And she has also been able to say should like there are STEM opportunities to study when it comes to science and the like. And also now to the level for a young girl who's just starting out in the media space, what is the advice you would give to her? Or let me put it like this: what advice would you give to your younger self? Imagine your younger self when you're just starting out in the media space. What advice would you give to your younger self?
I think the advice that I would give to my younger self, obviously, would be first of all to believe in myself a little bit more.
Yes.
Believe in myself, being the authentic me as much as possible, and really just also telling the girls out there to dream, and it's okay to dream because dreams are free. And the more that we dream of our goals, of our ambitions, the more that we actually get to, get closer to a place where we can actually achieve them. Having grown up myself, like I told the story of how I used to be a shy girl and would not, apply myself in certain instances and things like that. One thing I appreciate about myself is that I used to dream a lot. And I would look in the mirror, pretending to be interviewed, like the way you're interviewing me, Ayomide,
Wow,
and
I'm having a sense of deja vu right now.
yeah, I would be in the mirror to
I can
myself, asking
relate
myself,
so well. Yeah.
yeah, pretending to be on a podium and talking to invisible
So
people and things
people,
like that.
yeah.
So, and those things are free, and it's okay to dream because it's only when we dream that we are able to get closer to our goals and be able to achieve them. So,
And now
girls
the
out,
dreams actually come into realization.
yeah, the dreams will actually come to a realization. So, the girls out there, go for it. I mean, let's go for these opportunities. Let's dream. Let's just create our own space and world, and everything will just fall into place.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Delaney, for coming on the show today. And I think for now we'll have to go back to the girls. Thank you very much for joining us, and it's been really, really educative listening to you. And just a little while there, I had to say some deja vu. You said dreams are free. Dreams are actually very free because I've been in this kind of situation before. I've been in such situations where I actually sit down and in my own case, I talk to the mirror and I
Yeah,
interview myself, answer the questions myself, and now you can just imagine those dreams are just coming to actualization now. So, dear girl, the sky is the limit, says Madam Comfort. Thank you very much. The sky is the limit. Morally KGI says all girls out there need to prepare themselves for the unique opportunity they desire for its manifestation. Prepare yourself. There are opportunities out there. Prepare yourself and be able to spot them when it's proven. The digital space is not gender discriminating. The digital generation, our generation. Thank you, Asabe. The generation is truly ours. A lot of people say girls should be equipped with the right skills and they should be on the lookout for opportunities in the digital space. Oh, she's reiterating this fact from Mr. Deleno. Thank you for that, Mr. Deleno. And okay, Joy Anthony says the use of social media is very beneficial, but content posted should be educated to the audience. We cannot underestimate this. Like, ensure the content you're putting out there is educative, it is beneficial, and it uses the space as safely as it should be. says young girls should use the digital space to develop themselves by engaging in online courses. Yes, this went exceptionally well during the COVID period. There was a lot of online courses here and there. Madam Comfort says thanks with that. Thank you very much, Marty, for following us on this show. And with that, Mr. Delaney, we say thank you very much for coming on the show today. And I'll get back to you very soon. But now let us ask Shafani and Victoria. Hello, Shafani, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
All right. So I know you are a reporter and you also work with this youth organization. Can you tell us a little about it and how it has been so far?
I can't get you.
Okay. Okay, I said you're a member of an organization where you actually work as a reporter. I said, how's your experience been so far? Can you tell us a little about some of your work?
Or the network is not really fine, but can I repeat
Yeah.
your question? You have asked to say what has been my experience as a youth reporter. Is that it?
Hello,
Hello?
Stefani. Okay. I said you
The
are a
network
member
is
of this.
tripping.
Okay, okay, sorry about that. I said you are a member of this Agent of Change Foundation. How's your experience with the foundation been so far? I hope you are enjoying it. Can you tell us some of your experiences?
It has been quite good and interesting at the same time
Okay,
because personally myself, I've been given opportunities to speak out, to sensitize the community, and get to know more about the views of others and what they think and what's going on, and set an example to other youths, to other female, to other young girls to say you can do it also. So it has been an interesting experience. Yeah.
okay. So, what would you have said has changed in you before joining the organization and now you in the organization? How would you say your experiences have shaped you and changed you?
Yeah, it has shocked me a lot because I had that fear of not standing out, like having that fear of how are people going to see me if I do this, what are the outcomes that are going to come. But I've overcome those fear and I can boldly stand up and speak for myself, not being bullied or anything. I've got the knowledge. Yeah, I've acquired skills such that I can stand on my own. Like if I want to do something, I'm motivated, I'm empowered. Yeah, it has been really very good. I've been motivated and boosted. Like I can proudly say to say I can do it. Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow! You can't wait. I'm really impressed because we this thing you just said now will go a long way in actually motivating other girls.
Yeah.
Going and stepping out of the box. So now, on a final note, I would like to ask you. So if you see a young girl who is out there doubting herself, wanting to go into the media space, but is doubting herself, what advice would you give to her?
Ah. Okay. What I can say is that nobody can make you feel fear but you yourself. So it starts in your mind. Like feeds your mind with positive things. Like when you start it inside, it's going to generate to come outside and it will be positive. So if you start with a negative thing, the outcome is going to be negative. So you need to stand up to say, I can do it. You boost yourself. If everybody has got shortcomings, like there are some weaknesses. So if you know that your weakness is this and this, you better work on it and put yourself together. Say I can do it also. You boost yourself. You maybe you get inspired. Maybe you get a role model who is a female to say, okay, that one can do it. I give an example us here in Zambia. Our female president is a lady. So I can get motivated. Yeah, the female vice president is a lady. So you get motivated to
Yeah.
say, she did it. What about me? I'm also a lady. So I need to stand up and say, okay, yeah, I woke up with a positive vibe. like to say I would do it myself also. They did it also. What about me? I keep pushing myself, not just sitting to say people will look down on me, people will bully me or anything. That's not going to work. You just keep staying in that box to say, I can't speak out, I can't move out, but there's more out there. There's more to this world. You need to experience, get motivated, and sometimes you just need positive vibe. Like, get people that are going to be motivating you. Put people closer to you that are going to be motivating you, not
I like.
just letting you down to say, no, you can't do this. Only this one can do this. No, don't choose anything. You can do it also. Yeah, we have a lot of strength though. Don't just, we haven't yet exploded like that. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Pani. Saying if you know you're not even feeling motivated, move closer to people who will motivate you. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
So, with this change over the years, is it safe to say we hope to see more of you? Moving spaces in the media very soon. What are some of the plans for the future?
My plans for the future. I have a lot. I have a lot because I myself, I'm in my final year, I'm in grade 12, and next year I'll be in society. So I have a lot of plans. A lot.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to be the army commander. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I want to be in the army. After that, I'll start up my radio thing. Yeah. I love media because I
Oh,
like talking a lot. I like bringing
that
up
makes two of
stories.
us. That makes two of us. Okay,
Yeah.
so in the near future, I hope to see you on that big screen as that army
Yeah.
commander
In a
who
red
also
ballet.
is doing well in the media. And
Yeah.
from us to you, Sabani, I wish you good luck, best of luck
Thank you.
in your future aspirations, and have a great day. Thank you for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
So, the funny says surround yourself with positive people who will motivate you. If you're just joining the show, it's our monthly edition of the Loudest series, but this time it's a special edition to commemorate the International Day of the Girl's Child. That says digital generation, our generation, and we're coming from this angle of digital generation and digital advocacy. How do we get more girls on board? How do we get more girls on board? And this is what we've been discussing so far, and it's been really enlightening, it's been insightful, it's been interesting, it's been fun. Listening to our speakers so far, we've had Victoria, who is the Yoli Fellow of the UNFPA Ghana. We have Mutatelenu Kalama at Supami, and we hope to have Toyosi Olola very soon. And also our audience, thank you for following us so much. Great Kenny says, wow, Army Commander. Say yes, Apani. And Exo Michael says, also my salute the Army Commander. Because this is all goodwill messages for you, Sopani. We hope to see you do great in the nearest future. So we'll be having Victoria back. Toya Selala will be having you very soon. So we will be having you after Victoria. Victoria, welcome back.
Thank you so much.
I hope your network is better now.
I can't complain.
Oh yes, I know, right? But then we have to make it do what we have. So Victoria has done so much in telling us of how we could carry the local and the rural communities along when it comes to media, when it comes to the internet technology and the like. Okay, and she has also spoken about some of the harm that social media can cause to you know girls, and how she particularly reiterated the fact that social media, internet technology, communication space, virtual spaces should be taught to the girls on how to make use of them before releasing them to, have an access to that. And so I would like to ask you this question, Victoria, that how how exactly can girls make use of the communication and the media space, safely? How can they make use of it safely? How can they make use of it to ensure their voices are heard, to ensure that their voices go along with in bringing an end to some of the ills in our society?
Okay, so thank you so much. In terms of young girls or we the girls utilizing the media so well, I think first of all we need to be able to identify the power that we have, because most often than not we think that, oh, I'm just an individual person, I don't have large following, I don't do this, so I'm not able to really communicate what I feel or how I think about something. So we don't get to really know that we have some sort of power. The point is today, get it for me, like the fact that you are able to have access to the digital space, you have all it takes to cause that change. So let's start the conversation from there, because you just have a phone. Just imagine your phone and you can be able to connect to like billions of people. You can be able to interact, meet people and all of those things, and you say you don't have power. So I mean, let's start the conversation from there. We have the power to cause the change, and it's about us identifying it and then utilizing it. um I think that for us as young girls, one way we can do that is also not just the new media that has to do with social media, also utilizing the other old media that we have. So for Curious Minds, for instance, I started my advocacy with Curious Minds. At that time, we realized that young people could not even talk about their rights because of the conservative nature of our society. Oh, you were a child, keep quiet, and all of those things. But through Curious Minds, like being able to talk about my rights, I was able to talk about the things that I face in my community. And so, I mean, I built my courage from that point. Like I started being confident because I literally started even presenting. I mean, I presented the show for like years before handing over, like on the national radio platform. And that was, I mean,
Wow,
a lot of people
that's great.
were, I mean, listening to it. And for me, that's how I started building my confidence. Aside that, I also build my knowledge through the media, because you listen to something and then you come in and you're discussing, they're like, okay, this is how it's supposed to go, this is how it's supposed to go. So before you come even to speak on air, you have already done your research. You know the laws when it comes to that, you know the policies that we have, you know the Children's
Yeah.
Act and all those things. So you're not just talking based on like you just want to come and talk for everybody to know, okay, or for your parents to know that, oh, you came to the studios and you didn't talk to me, hey, madam, where did you go to? But you're also trying to you're bringing out your knowledge, you're showcasing your knowledge, and also helping
Yes.
other people who don't even know about their laws, who don't know about their rights as individuals. They're also getting to learn about it because you're quoting. And so I think that young people or young girls can also utilize these old media platforms that we have. I know that now, for now, um, we have a lot of young people's radio discussions and all of those things. So to make your voice
Yes.
heard,
Forums.
make sure you
Yeah.
exactly make sure you utilize these forums that are available in your various communities or in your region, so that everybody gets to hear or know what exactly is happening to you. Because it also starts, I think, not I think I just also want to make this point that it starts from one person to make that change. Like if you say that this is what is happening, another person, okay, I also relate to the same issue, I think I also need to also bring out my issue. And then you kind of build that community. But if you don't speak up and nobody is ready to speak up, who would want to cause that change? Who would want to bring attention of the policymakers to the issue that you are facing in your community? So make use of these old media platforms or forums that are really available in your countries. Aside that, the social media, like phones that we have, is like a great tool that we can do everything with at any point in time. So you have a social media platform, like, or people follow you and all of that. You can start a discussion from there, like what we are having now. Try to identify some people in your community, talk to them about some of the issues that you face, suggest some solutions and all of those things, and make it like a community. From all and be consistent with it. For all people will start joining and be like, oh, you even create like a show on your own phone, sit at the comfort of your home and start your own show. Like, oh, I'm this person, I spoke to this person in my community and he feels that this thing should be done or this way. And you start creating your
Yeah.
own community on social media.
Yeah.
The other thing that we can also do is that we can be sharing information. So there's something that you learned today that, okay, for instance, maybe young people need digital skills in order to navigate the digital world that we find ourselves. That is something that probably you have learned. Oh, why not share it and maybe look for the hashtags or anything like that? Just tag them. Oh, maybe Rhealyz Africa, da 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 da. The next day you do this, maybe an opportunity might come and they might need people to come and be blogging for them. They might need people to come and maybe give like some sort of visibility to a program. And then maybe someone saw your two
Yes.
posts or three posts. You gain yourself on some sort of employment, if I should put it, not like a physical
Yes.
a permanent
Yeah.
employment, but something like a temporal sort of thing.
Worthless go. Yeah.
Exactly. And from that, you are building network because you go to this program, this person identifies you or
So,
gets notice of you. The next moment, they're inviting you for a big program, and you might even build your career in that part. The bloggers didn't
yeah.
start,
Yeah.
or I mean, the big bloggers didn't start having all the
They did
big
just
things that
that.
you can talk about. They started
Yeah.
small, they started tweeting, they
Small.
started telling the stories in a small way, but making it very appealing to the market. And here they are. They are chopping, not, they are spending big money. I think I should put it. They are spending big
yeah.
money that we you and I we
Yes.
don't have. So it's also starting, I mean, in a very small way and
Doesn't
making sure
start
that
a day. Yeah.
yes, the time that you have in probably looking at people's pictures, liking and all of that, you can think of creating your own community. Start the messages,
Yes.
like put it there, learn something
Start.
new.
Just
Maybe even
start.
yeah, just I think we should just
Start
just
afraid.
just start. I mean, because if the point is, it's not something that you went to school to come and learn how to send a post or nothing. Like it's something you're trying to explore. So there might be mistakes that might come up. There might be
You
rough
make
road and all of this. But
yeah.
as you go ahead, you learn, you correct them, and then you are becoming perfect each and every time. And then
Day.
who
All
knows?
right.
I
And
mean,
then
you
who
just
knows? You
make
just
it
know
happen.
from there. Okay. So I know you
Yeah.
were talking about starting from somewhere, some challenges and the likes. So throughout your experience with the Curious Minds, what are some of the challenges that you faced, and how were you able to overcome them? And your overall general experience with Curious Minds, how was it?
Um, so I think no, not I think. Why am I saying I think? So the challenges are curious mind. I mean, every time, I mean, you face a whole lot of things each and every day. It's about how to
Yeah.
mobilize the young people, especially people who want to join in and to share their views and all of those things. But sometimes they're even far from where the studio is or from where we are having the discussion and all of that. So that was, I mean, some of the challenges that we used to face because Curious Minds is, we have our programs like in different, I think about 3 regions, not cutting across like the 16 regions that we have in Ghana. So if someone from other regions want to join in and they want to participate and all of that, there's that barrier because they are not able to, unless they want to do the call in. But aside the
Hmm.
radio discussion, we have a like time that we do research to know some of the issues that are coming up relating to children, young people, and then we look at some of the policies, some of the laws that relates to them before we go on air. So for people who are in different regions and the Curious Minds is not in that um, place, it becomes a bit of challenge. And
A
we've had a lot
challenge.
of people
Yeah.
express, yes, we've had a lot of people express their interest that they want to be part of it, but because of the place that they are, that's difficult to be able to get them. Um, Aside that, too, it's also about in terms of the diversity. We have two like English and then one local language, like that's as like in
Yes.
one of the community we've not been able to more or less like have more decentralized like programs related getting all or at least majority of the languages that we have like in Ghana.
Oh
So I
yeah.
think
Yeah.
those are very key things that has really come up and we are trying to look for ways to make it more decentralized. Except that is why we have the community outreaches to kind of pair up with some of the things that we face. So the community outreaches enables us to have more personal interactions with the people,
Choose the
relating to some
people,
of
yeah.
exactly relating to some of the things that children face, young people face in the communities, and what they think can be done to mitigate those things. So that has been one of the ways in addressing the challenge of barrier in terms of
Yeah, the
language.
language barrier. Yeah.
And then the other thing that we also do is to have groups in some communities where they also talk about their rights and all of those things. So those has been
Okay,
like,
getting them
yeah,
informed. Yeah.
exactly, yeah. So
Okay.
basically, that has been how we've been able to manage, the program. And another thing is that sometimes, it has to do with some more or less sometimes funding for young people's program. It's sometimes difficult to like have that access to funding the young people's program and all of that. But in all, I think that when you know what you are in for, you just project no matter what happens. You find ways and means to get your issues out there. And that for me has been very key.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So while going through your profile, I discovered you're a yearly fellow. I hope I pronounced that right. Yearly fellow, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I actually am coming across that for the first time. Do you care to share what the yearly fellow is all about?
Okay, so the Yearly Fellow is a Youth Leaders Fellowship of United Nations Population Fund here in Ghana. And it started in 2018 to empower young people with the needed skills for the job market and bridging the gap between what young people learn from school and when it comes to the job market, what they also portray or display at the job market. So that's how the Yearly Fellowship started. And through the over the years, young people have been mentored. Young people have been given professional and development training and CV writing. Mentorship from high-profile personnel. Aside that, young people are also given the opportunity to bring their own project and then initiate it. And the other thing is also to learn about the UN system. So it's a 1 year fellowship. Um, you come to, I mean, the organization each and every time, and then you go through a mentorship like session, like a training for 3 months, 2 to 3 months. That is the CV
Okay.
writing, like professional development training, mentorship,
Yeah.
and all of that.
Yeah.
And after that, you are being divided more or less like into the various units that the organization has, so that you
Missionary.
also
So,
understudy what the UN agency is doing and how you can also contribute,
hmm,
because the NFPA believes in the realizing the potentials of young people and making sure that those
yeah,
potentials are being
yeah,
fulfilled. So in
yeah.
terms of realizing those potentials, then there is a need to give the young people the skills that they need to navigate in that job market, to also build themselves and also help build the country. So basically, on in a nutshell, that's what UNFP Uni Fellowship is about.
Okay. I must to say, Victoria, you're doing a very good
Hi,
job, and
Ayomide.
yeah, I said I must say you're doing a very good job being a yellow fellow and all that. It must really be a nice experience, and kudos to you. So, what are some of your future plans for the future? On a final note, what are some of your future plans? We hope, because we do. You were talking about the careers minds. We also at Rhealyz Africa. We also do something very much similar to that. And so we'd love to know what some of your future plans are, and hoping to look forward to having some collaborations with you and likes.
So in terms of my future plans, I have a lot of
No
ideas
problem. Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to make up, but
Utete
but
Utete
in
already
doing
said dreams are free, so it's free.
because our first speaker said that you shouldn't be afraid to dream. So like when it comes to the dreaming, oh
Yeah,
God, there's so much ideas that's coming up. But I want to really have a career like in communication, and I have a background in
Yeah.
communication as well, development communication. So more or less like build more career in that. And also I want to be able to run my own foundation, like mentoring young people, young girls, which I started on a low key. And it's something I want to like build up as time goes on with the help and the training that I'm gaining from the fellowship, to build up on that, because that's what the fellowship also seeks to do. Relating to Curious Minds, it's also the advocacy scale, how we can scale up to, I spoke about the other regions, and also get more young people, especially the girls, articulating and also making their voice heard, not being afraid, being confident, standing up for their rights. When people are abusing them and they are harassing them, they're
Speaking
able
up.
to speak up and report. So it's
Yeah,
also
yeah.
about scaling up to reach these girls, to also kind of give them that foundation, and for them to also be able to speak up on these issues. So I think that going forward, that is one thing that you're also
One
looking at.
thing.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Victoria, we have a question for you. Mariah Kedri says, Victoria, is there any link between the Yali Fellow and Yali Initiative? She said Yali Fellow, but I guess yours is Yali Fellow. So
No, it's not a yearly. It is yearly fellowship. Like it's
Yali,
yearly.
yeah, yeah, Yali
Yes,
Fellowship, yeah.
yes. So
Yes, we just
the yearly and then the yearly. I think yearly to has some sort of. I think there's quite. Same similarity. Building young people, um, building
yes,
their
yes, yes,
capacity, empowering them. So there's that sort of link between that, and I think that
yeah.
the yearly fellowship, it's just like, for you, what makes it so interesting about like the yearly fellowship is that we also have like diverse people, not just in Ghana, like Ghanaians, but also we have some people
Violence,
from
yeah.
Nigeria, Sierra Leone. So there's that diversity in that. So I think it's quite, similar, if I should put it, because
Yes,
it's same about
yes,
empowering young people.
yes, and I think Yoli Fellow, I think it should be working in association with the UNFPA, right?
Yes, it's a UNFPA
Yeah,
project.
yeah,
It's
UNFPA
UNFPA
project.
initiative.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's where the difference comes when it comes to the Yali initiative. Yali, I don't think Yali is really with the
Yes. Yeah.
UNFPA. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming on board, and we hope to see more of you in the future, Victoria. And for us, goodbye and good luck.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. I'm grateful to be here.
Okay, so a lot of people now are reiterating what they learned from you. Thanks, Victoria. I learned young girls should not be afraid to explore, make mistakes digitally in content. Practice will always make them perfect. This is when Victoria said, go out, start afraid, just start. You'll make mistakes, but then you get better. A lot of people say social media is a great tool to achieve anything, even in your comfort zone. Even if you're at home, just take that phone, take that video, snap that picture, put that content online. Let it be educative. Thank you very much,
Mhm.
Victoria, and have a great day. And okay, so now we'll be having Mutatalenu. I'm finishing with Mutatalenu. Mutatalenu, hello. Hello.
Hi.
Okay,
Yes.
hello, welcome back. I see you had like right. Okay, so I just wanted, on a final note, get to know about your future plans and your aspirations since we do something similar and hope, to have some collaborations with you in the future. So
That's a very broad question.
yeah.
uh, so I think in the future plans, you mean the future plans that we have for the organization and the work that we
Yes.
do is
Yes.
okay. Yeah. So yeah. So are you getting me? Sorry, my network is
Yes,
kind
yes,
of
yes, yes. I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so some of the future plans that we have is we want to continue and scale up, the mentorship for girls and also mentorship for boys as well separately. And so one of the things that we have been talking about as an organization is to see how we really bridge that inequality gap. At the same time, how we continue mentoring boys as well, because we do realize that, most of the times when we're talking about, girls empowerment, girls this and that, we are leaving the boy child. So then what happens to these, women,
Boys.
strong-willed women that they are preparing for the world? They get into the world and they find, boys who are bitter because, they were not, included in the process of empowerment and things like that. So I think that's really our plan. We want to make sure that both genders are included in the development agenda and ensure that even as much as we're giving so much attention to girls, our boys are also getting the same kind of attention as well, in the work. And obviously just continue advocating more for the things that matter to young people, because as an organization, we use radio as a tool for advocacy, and that is our main tool for advocacy, where we train young people in basic media and radio skills. After training them, then we place them in already existing radio stations where they start now producing their own content in their own, languages, in their own thoughts and things like that. Yeah, for them to actually communicate to their peers, and that is really a very important component in our work. We want it to be child-led. We want our work to continue being youth-led, so that even as we continue going, we know that our young people are actually, placed at a place where they can easily go out into the world and just conquer the world. So yeah, those are some of the things, and really looking forward to a lot of collaborations with your organization, because we do believe that most of the media work that we're doing actually is, we are working in the same line. So that is a very important note. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much for that. And also, I'd love to appreciate you for, for being partners with us on the Global Campaign Project for Education, and also our partners on the Rhealyz Master Project. Okay. For people who don't know what the Master Project is a media advocacy skills academy, which is set to kickstart from now, and we're in the process of selecting our members, and out of the 30 we have to select, we've been able to select 10 so far, and the others are still under profiling, and we have to know kickstart from there. And yes, we have this coming from Advocacy that says, yeah, bringing the boy child along so that they don't become threats when the girl child begins to achieve some level of success in their chosen field. This is very true. While we focus on the girls, we also hope to, keep training the boys so that it will be genderly balanced and there will be no bitter side. And from us to you, Mutet Teleno, we say thank you very much for coming on the show today. Thank you. Do have a good day, and best of luck in all your future projects. And with
Thank you.
that, all right, bye. Okay, so with that, we'll bring it to your Lola on the show today. And Toyasi is a social media expert. We'll bring it on the show. So Toyasi, hello, good evening. How are you doing today?
Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm excited to be here.
All right, thank you very much. We are happy to have you on the show, and it's still our word of realize loud with online series. And yes, so okay, from as it is a no fact that your line of work is the media social media. And so far, so good. We've been discussing. I think when we're discussing with Victoria, she actually highlighted some points that the social media has, like, sometimes it can have negative sides and it can also have positive sides. And so there is the need to actually educate people very well about the social media before, especially the girls, young girls, educating them very well before actually giving them access to social media. So on this fact, on basis of this, I would love to ask, at what point is the social media meant, like, is a girl or a boy meant to be allowed to be on the social media? Is there a particular time? Is there an age that a person is too young to join the social media?
Okay. In all honesty, um, if you look at the young ones we have today, the naturally the teenagers, so far they have an access to a phone. It is so difficult, so hard to control them. Some of them go online and they put up fake ages. Some of them say when they are 12 years old, they say they are 18 years old. And sometimes they really look like that because they have the majority of them have big bodies now. So when they go online, you find majority of them 12-year-old children, 14-year-old kids online. So I would say that the main responsibility is for the parents that give them access to the technology. If they do not have access to the technology, then they cannot join social media, so to speak. So if a child have access to, say, a phone or has a laptop, an iPad, definitely it's so hard to control them. However, there are so many controls that parents or guardians can put in place to prevent them from joining. I would say it's hard to determine this age is the safest age because you really cannot hold them. But for me, as a social media scholar and having seen what is happening online these days,
Yes.
it is better for a child to be matured, let's say 16, before they
Mm,
join social media. That way, they are more matured. Maybe they know what is right or they know what is right from what is wrong. They have more responsibility. I would assume that a child who is 16 is either finishing secondary school, about to enter the university. So they are much more responsible and they can handle the pressure from social media because it's a little
mm,
bit hard out. It's kind of harsh out there.
mm. Okay, I really understand it when you say that the social media, like, sometimes it could be hard, and that brings us to this question that once one of our to be scholar in the cohort had, she said sometimes social media can be tiring and even depressing. What's your take on that? When a person feels like social media is a no for them. She actually sent this question when Victoria was talking, but I decided to keep it since we'll be having a social media scholar come on board very sooner. So now, what would be your take? Social media can be tiring and even depressing. Yes, we have a lot of people these days that they'll be like, don't take a social media detox, don't do this, don't do
Yeah.
that. So when a person feels like social media is a no for them, what do they do? What can they do?
I guess in giving saying the question, you already gave
Yeah.
the answer.
Okay.
There is
The
no
detox.
two ways about it. The
Mm,
best way you feel, yeah, social media can really be depressing, and that's what my research work is on, and my doctoral project. That's what I'm working on for my
mm.
dissertation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on how social media affects mental health of children, and how it also
Okay.
how it can affect job productivity for employees. It's just it's simple. You get off it. That's the solution. If you don't get off it, I know many of our phones now, like for my phone, for instance, I have there's the settings. It's permanently there. It controls how many times I go on social media, and at the end of the day, say by 10 p.m., it shows me how much time I spent on Facebook, how much time I
Distance.
spent on
Yeah.
Instagram, and it's automatic. It's the analytics. I see
Yeah.
the analytics daily, so I know, okay, this today I did
This
so
is
that.
getting a little bit, I need to cut down on this and that. Wow,
Yeah.
that's a very, very good approach. So, Lauren, I hope your question has been answered satisfactorily. It says, when you know you're feeling like it is getting too much, just take a break from it. Take a break, and when you're
And
very
I
much
also need to
better,
mention, sorry for Lauren. I think one
yeah.
beautiful thing that you can also do is if you remember, because I think for a lot of people, the reason why they cannot delete their social media is because they cannot remember the password. So, for instance, somebody has opened a Facebook 10 years ago. Sometimes they've even lost the email account that they used to open the Facebook, so they don't want to like log out of it. If you can't remember your password, I think it's best not just to automatically say you're staying away while the app is still on your phone or on your laptop. It's better you delete the app. If you want to really stay
Yeah.
away, delete the app. If you do not delete the app, it's always easier to sometimes, even when you turn off the notifications and everything, delete the app.
Okay, she says thank you. You're welcome, Lauren. Okay, so that brings us to our next question now. The social media space and communication space, social media especially, there are a lot of discrepancies now in the social media. We have the cyber crime, cyber bullying, and lots of hazards that can be, that these girls can actually have, or how do I put it, that they can be exposed to. Now, I would love you to like highlight some of these threats, some of these hazards. I just mentioned the fiercest cybercrime. I just carried everything in the generic term. Okay, so what are some of these things that they have to look out for? That when the seats like a red flag, like okay, this I should stay away from this. What are some of them?
Can you rephrase the last part of your question?
Okay, I said what are some of those threats that when these girls they see it's like a form of red flag that this shouldn't be. I should stay away. What are some of those threats?
Okay. Yeah. So for the younger girls, because I know we don't have just the younger girls here, we also have the
Yeah,
ladies
older girls.
here. So
Yeah.
yeah. I would say for like the younger girls, it's, say for instance you're on social media and somebody comes into your inbox and the person is asking you, oh, beautiful girl, you're so pretty, I want to be your friend, and can you send me your pictures? And maybe you send, sometimes, some of them, because they're young, okay, they might really be
Yeah.
beautiful, so they send their pictures, say full picture, and the person say, oh, I like to see some skin. That's a red flag.
Mm,
So
mm,
for me, I would say that it's better when they see people asking them for, say, things that are not supposed to be. I would advise that, for instance, you come into my social media page and you ask me to send me you my picture, I would simply tell you, go on my social media account. You can see a
and
thousand
check.
of my pictures there. I post all my
Yeah.
pictures there. If you need my picture, go on my page and see it. So that way,
Mm,
there is no questions asked. You want to know, and then I also advise the younger ones that, in as much as social media is private and you want to keep whatever happens in your inbox to
to
yourself,
you.
it's always good to have somebody, say a friend. Of course, I don't expect that you keep friends that would not advise you rightly, but keep
Yeah.
friends who you can talk to. Say, for instance, somebody is been requiring you to do some things, you can share with your friend. The beauty about sharing things is that somebody somewhere has experienced what you're going through. When you share
True.
with
Yeah.
them, they can advise you that, oh, yeah, about 2 months ago, somebody sent me the same thing. We really should be careful about this. So that
Mm,
way they can both decide, oh, okay, this is safe, this is not safe. So I think that is one of the ways they can really keep it on the low. Um,
yeah. Yes, you've already answered my next question because I was going to ask how such threats could be handled. And also, when it comes to avoidance, how can they avoid it? Because handling now is different from avoiding it. What are those things that they are putting out there that could make them praise to these cyber predators?
yeah. Okay, so the weird thing about social media is that nothing. I don't know who told teenagers that when they post something online and they delete it, it go away. It's not true. It's not true. The moment you post something online, the footprint is there for eternity.
Mm.
Nothing. I mean, nothing really go away. It would
The
always be
internet never forgets.
Yes, they never forget. Thank you. The internet never forgets. And whether it's just text, pictures, videos, and songs, if it's a story, they tell you it's gone. It's not gone. If you check your archives, it's there. It's always gonna be there. So I would advise, and I would say one of the ways they can avoid the threat is, before you post something online, ask yourself, the next 10 years, if I see this post, will I be proud of myself? If you're not going to be
Mm,
proud of whatever it is you want to post, I don't think it's worth it. While I understand that sometimes the euphoria of the moment, say you guys were at a party or you went somewhere, you just
yeah.
share your experience, you just want to, have fun, especially on Snapchat and Instagram. They're big on that. Sometimes you want to just explore and just post stuff. It's okay. With TikTok especially, it's okay once in a while. Yeah. But remember, to avoid problems, don't start it. I know there is this popular saying that do not put your hand in fire if you don't want to get burnt.
Once, yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank
I,
you
I
very
want I
much.
want to say this, that a lot of times we read so many stuff online, maybe because I haven't been doing a lot of research on social media,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
people would say control this and cut down on this. Don't do the solution is simple. Don't even do it. Don't try it. Because
Don't
the
at
moment you
all.
start it, you can't really control it.
All right, that's that's to us, everyone out there. The internet actually never forgets. Whatever you have posted, be it a text, a picture, a video, the footprint is left there for life. So before you post that thing, before you put that thing out there, actually ask yourself this right question: in the next 10 years, how would I feel about this post?
Mhm.
So that's just telling us to be mindful of the things we put out there. Okay, Lauren has another question. She says, how about following, especially on Instagram? I feel like I have a nice stuff, but the people who follow me are not the audience I would like. I have nice stuff, but the people who follow me are not the audience I would like. Okay, so
Okay.
please, I think people are
Yeah, let
confused.
me
Yeah.
just answer. So this is more like I would assume this is not like an Instagram business.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is Instagram. I don't know if the stuff you're sharing is for Instagram business. Say you make beads or you make bags or you sell food online. Um, hashtags.
Yeah.
Hashtags. Hashtags does work. When you post the stuff online, it's always good to like put an hashtag, something that can lead people to it, and also consistency. I understand. Another thing also is it's a funny, tricky thing, but you find people who are selling stuff online and their pages are on private mode. Like, how? It's only people who are your family members, who are your maybe people that you've accepted to see your post, that can view you. So trying to reach out to an audience and making your page, leaving your page on private might not help. Another thing I also
Mm,
want to say is, if you want to increase your visibility on Instagram, one other way you can do that is stories, the Instagram story.
mm,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
for 2021. The one way you can build followership on Instagram is it's your Instagram story. And if you don't mind, honestly speaking, if you don't mind, I would say that go live on Instagram. Even though I don't know, you might not have so much access to the internet. I don't know what part of the world you're currently in, but going live on Instagram, if you see so many people that have so much followership on Instagram, but except celebrities, of course, but building on social media, one beautiful way of doing it is going live on
Going
Instagram.
live.
If this person does not mind, I can recommend like pages where you can watch free content, where you can learn how to build your social media. And if you do, at least if out of 10 options, if you do 3 consistently, your page should grow.
Okay, I think she has another question. She says, in the world today, do you think you can succeed, especially in business without social media? Do you think you can succeed, especially in business without social media? I guess you were talking
Yeah,
about social
the
media business.
question is, what good and services are you presenting to the world? That is really what matters. So if your whatever service or whatever goods you're selling, if it is something that is if it's something that demands social media, really, you need social media. It's really rare to find a business that does not need social media to thrive.
Mm,
Especially
mm,
with
mm.
COVID, we've all learned
Yes,
that it's
everyone.
Everyone has to be everyone has to use the internet. Now, the social media is different from the internet.
Yes. Yes.
You can build your business without social media, but it is almost impossible to build your business without the internet. Internet, I mean, using Google, having a website, and all of that. Because no matter what you
Excellent.
sell,
Yeah.
except you are selling in an open market, like say in
Yeah.
Nigeria, where people come to your stall to buy
Yeah. To
stuff, or
yourself
to
to
your
buy.
shop,
Yeah.
physical shop to buy stuff, except that if you need to reach a larger audience, you really need to get on the internet, not social media. The social media is a marketing strategy for advertisement to bring in more customers. The internet is really a tool for you to either leverage on your business. For instance, I want to buy a pair of jewelry. I would prefer to go, if you tell me, oh, you sell jewelry and all of that, I want to see people's
The
review about
jewelry.
you.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
want to know if you are
Reviews.
credible. So that's it. It's
Yeah.
not so much about the social media, it's more about the internet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you for clarifying that. Thank you very much for doing more justice to that. Okay, so I guess we've been able to talk about how girls should protect themselves from, cyber crimes and the likes. And also now, I would love to ask you, what are some of these advantages, the good side to the use of social media when it comes to young girls, ladies, and women?
Okay. The female.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Social media has bastardized and talked down on, as everybody does today, it really still remains the most beautiful invention of the 21st century. Since social media came around,
Yes.
things have been better. We can always reach out to everybody. I think the most important function of social media is connectivity. It still remains the
Yes.
best function of it. I want to say this, please, every young girl here, if you're listening to me, please create a LinkedIn account. Okay, you might wonder, oh, I'm just in
Mm.
secondary school, I'm in SS1, SS2, what do I have to put on LinkedIn? I'm sure you're part of maybe any organization, say NGO, even in your class. If you're the class captain, open a LinkedIn account, build yourself, build a beautiful brand for yourself, present yourself. I don't know, I know last year there was this girl, she got straight A's in our in Kabadejo. You need to see this girl. She's 16, if I'm right, she's 16. If you see a social LinkedIn account, it's beautiful. Okay, so this, and through the LinkedIn account you can network with people and build connections with professionals, and not just
Mm.
on Instagram who are all about clothes, shoes, bags, and all of that thing. I'm not saying all those are not good, but if you
Yeah.
are somebody who really wants a good future for yourself, you can meet anybody on social media.
LinkedIn. Yeah.
So build a profile, join professional social media. If you are an undergraduate, maybe you are 300, 400 level, whatever papers you're writing, research you're writing, upload your papers on ResearchGate. These things matter. They would help you. Go on academia.edu, post your work, whatever, your class project. You did a class paper about 20 pages.
Yeah.
Post it on
Put
there.
yourself out there.
Put it out. Yeah, these are the things you can project. These are ways you can leverage on social media. Use it to market yourself, such that when anybody type your name in Google, I think I was about 16 when I met somebody who said, when anybody puts your name on Google, what should come up? Is it
Come
just a
up.
beautiful face and nothing?
Picture on Facebook.
Yeah. So put yourself out there, okay? Not just the drama and all that. So that's one way you can leverage social media. Another way also is, like, I know a majority of the people that have spoken in the past have mentioned this. You can use social media to help. You can use social media you can organize on social media. Say, for instance, you're passionate, you want to start an NGO, or say start talking about prostitution, sexual abuse, healthy living, and all of that. Go on social media, create a page, post stuff on there, old programs, invite people. It's as simple as that. Times that you would spend scrolling through Insta blog, Niger, Linda Ikeji's blog, and all of that. Spend those time building something good,
Right, for yourself.
affecting the world. Now, before now, you need a lot to make a change. You need so much, like funding, having a physical location, like a house. You needed to get maybe a car to reach out to people. But these days, you don't need to do all of that. In the comfort of your room, you can be making impact and affecting millions of lives right from your room. So why not leverage on that?
All right, that just makes me remind this. Though it's a side talk. There was a meme I saw recently, and the person was like, "You think Instagram girls oppress you?" This is not to shade anybody out there. You think Instagram girls oppress you? Have you been to LinkedIn? You were saying a girl of 21 years old with 4 degrees, doctoral programs and lies, and
Yeah,
man, that's real oppression. And
yeah.
it's actually very true. Sometimes you go on LinkedIn, you see people's profiles, and feel like, wow, 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 even motivated.
Yeah, I
So
wish
I
I
would
could
also
share. Oh, okay, sorry. I was saying I
no,
wish I could share about the girl I spoke about, and she's not the only one. There are so many of
yeah,
them, Nigerian teenagers. If you see her LinkedIn profile, she in the last year she got over 19 scholarships, worth
wow,
over
wow,
$5 million to come study in
wow,
the US.
wow,
Do you think
wow,
it
wow.
was just do you think it was just a statement of purpose or a good grades that
Oh, good
no,
essays.
no, that's not the only reason. She has, if you Google her name like online, aside from the many stories, you see her page, things that she's doing. Everybody would want
Yeah,
her to come to their
constantly.
school. Everyone would want her to be part of them. You understand? So you're
Yeah,
aspiring to go to a good school and all of that. I'm assuring you. And wait, I need to also say this too for the older ladies. Do you know that these days, before you are hired for work, most HR would check your social media and see you, they
yes,
know you before you come. I'm not so sure, but I think immigration also do it now. Maybe Canada have started doing that. They go on your social media and see stuff that you do. I know students, like in my research, I remember there was in 2018, I think 2017, about 10 students, they got into Harvard, okay? They already had their admissions into Harvard, but they removed their admission. They sent them all, they canceled it. Why? Because they posted nonsense on social media and they forfeited that opportunity of a lifetime. So that's it. I think she got cut off. So all right, she's back.
no, no, I didn't get cut off. I just wanted to tell the stage we're actually delivering it. Okay, so thank you very much. Now that this is also to me telling me to take my LinkedIn account serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everyone out there, make sure you leverage on the goods and the good side of the social media. With social media, you can connect with a lot of professionals in the fields you have to go to. You're looking for somebody to mentor you. Go to LinkedIn. You see somebody.
Mm.
All right. So thank you very much, Toyosi. We actually look forward to having you. Talk about the right approach to use of social media one of these days in a webinar like this. Maybe I guess this will also drive awareness into the young people's minds to know how to leverage on the use of social media. And I think, do we have a question? No, okay. We just have people connecting. Abana says, through LinkedIn accounts, you can connect to professionals. Another piece says, you can use, okay, she's reiterating what Toyasi said, you can use social media to develop a community, to reach out to people, create awareness, and make a change. Lauren says, okay, another piece still says, the internet is a tool to leverage your business. Yes. Lauren says, thank you, Toyosi. You are awesome. Toyosi, you're double awesome. Big thumbs up. Joy Anthony, I always advise young people to mind the kind of pictures or videos they post on their WhatsApp status because it automatically saves on the contacts that view it. But okay, yes, this reminds me of an application I sent in recently, and most of those applications, be it jobs, schools, and the like, they always ask for your social media handles, everything that you're on. They ask to actually confirm the kind of person you are.
Mhm.
This is also still telling you the internet never forgets. Even if you delete those pictures, even if you delete those videos, they still have a way of getting their hands
Yeah.
on it. Okay. Lauren says, I am 23, about to graduate, and I've been working on my accounts. And hearing this is good. And Toya says, just amazing, amazing. I'm loving you. Thank you, Lauren. I'm loving Toyosi also.
Thank you.
Okay, and also this is to bring to our awareness that Toyosi is going to also be one of the facilitators for the Massa courts. And also we'll be having Mukatelenu, and also we'll be having Toyosi and also Omolola Akimbo. Very soon we'll be playing a video of Omolola Akimbo. And so bringing us to the final question for you today. Toyosi, you've spoken about the ways we can use and all the opportunities that are out there that a girl child can access through the social media.
Mhm.
Okay. And you also told us about you being a social media scholar. So, and you, before I think you were mentioning some content that you were going to give to us, okay, about ways we can learn things online. So I'll just love you to like give a brief overview of what it's like being a social media scholar, and for people who actually want to go in that line of field, how can they go about it?
Okay. I need to say this. It's not all fancy. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, it's not all fancy.
Okay.
You just have to have a passion for it to do it.
Mm.
And I need to also say this, that I once deviated. I started doing nursing. Yeah, I have a background
Yeah.
in communications anyway, so I did
Wow.
nursing for a while, but the love for social media was just so deep. So I
So
switched.
there.
Yes. Now
Yeah.
that said, anybody can be a social media scholar. You Because social media engulfs every aspect of our lives. Either if you are in the sciences, if you are in the arts, if you are in the business, the management sciences, everybody can always find their feet in social media. Now, the like she was mentioning the question about, can you build your
Business
business these days without the social
outside social
media?
media.
That is where I come in. People, for me being a social media scholar, I'm a researcher. That's what I do. I do research, especially for me now. I am working, and I'm also a psychologist. So I'm working on developing, really finding out like how social media affect mental health. I don't know if you heard about the testimony of Frances Organ, the lady who was working with Facebook, and the newest whistleblower in town. And if you hear her testimony and stuff that she was saying about the way companies use your information and how they push stuff to you just so you can just so you can continue to use them. So this is what I do. People like me who are social media scholars do. We try to do research to find out ways to make social media much more safer, especially for the young ones. I'm saying this because I also need to mention this though, that social media is not so much about your parents, the older generation. It's about you. The focus is the young people. You know why? If I am on social media, my mom wants to join social media because she wants to see, because I'm going to post her on her birthday and all of that. So your parents join social media not because they want to join technically, but because you are there. You are the
Yes.
one that drags them in social media. You
Yeah.
understand? And for the younger ones, the parents want to keep tabs on them. They want to make sure that they are not doing the wrong things. So they get on social media and they push all these adverts. And I don't know if it happens to you, but at first, before I started doing research, and that is one of the things you learn when you're a social media scholar, that sometimes you're thinking something in your head. You didn't say it out. You're thinking about it in your head. And I kid you not, the next moment you go on YouTube, that's the
It
next thing
comes
you're going to bring
that
up.
comes up like a cycle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It happens. Yes.
So it's not magic. It's just algorithms. It's just
Mm.
simple. It's
That means it's not just you alone. A lot of people are also
yes.
having,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So they notice your trend over a time, and they use your activities and stuff that you
please.
do, things that you like,
Well,
to use it to push all these things to you. And so as a
yes.
social media scholar, I research on how these things affect people and work on pushing it to Congress. Okay, I'm in America, we push it to Congress because they are the ones that can control
Okay.
Facebook, really. So
Yes.
yeah, to make sure that and also misrepresentation. Say for instance, I'm a black lady, for instance, most of the time if they push to me products, say skincare products that are for white skin people, if I use it, is it not going to work for me, or it's going to break my skin? And so
Mm.
I'm more of the time there is not so much representation from my demographics. So what we do
Mm.
is to make sure that, so that's why we're looking for more people to come in, so that we have more rounded research, and we can get a lot of people to, if everybody is talking about themselves, then there's more representation, and then we have more
Yeah.
people
And
can
to be balanced.
exactly. So being a social media scholar is not so, like I said, not so glamorous. But then you get to know that you are making an impact in the world, and whether
Yes.
you agree or not, things are going to remain this way. Facebook is not going to go away.
Go
Instagram is not
away.
going to go away. WhatsApp is not going to, more will come. It's going to get
Mm.
worse. That's the
Mm.
truth. But
Mm.
as much as it's going to be that way, what measures of control are we putting in place to make sure that at least there's a little bit of sanity somewhere?
Mm.
So we are the people trying to bring that sanity into this.
It's the sanity. I like that. Thank you very much, Toyosi. It's been really insightful. It's been educating. And Jesus Allah says, it's showing toilet for you. Laurie says it's energy. I guess you meant to say it's the energy for you. It's the energy for me
Yeah.
too.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes. So we look forward to actually having you, talking in details about social media very soon. And if you know you've been selected for the Master Quad, I'm jealous of you right now because you'll be having Toyosi as one of the facilitators, and also you'll be having Mute Telenu also as one of the facilitators. And okay, we are in the process of selection. Like I've said, we've selected 10 and we are looking forward to selecting 20, the remaining 20. So if you've applied, just keep your fingers crossed and keep checking your mail. An info will be sent to you very soon before the weekend. And we hope to having like a really insightful connection with you all. So Toya, so thank you very much for coming on the show today. We look
Thank
forward to
you.
having more of you, and do have a good day and enjoy the fun in the social media work.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Madam Comfort, so it's very interesting topics. Thank you so much. Thank you very much too, for following up, madam. And to our audience, we say thank you very much for joining. And just today, we've been able to learn a lot. We've been learning, and when I mean a lot, I mean a lot. We have Victoria says Musa Tazani says dreams are free. Keep dreaming. She one day she dreamed, she kept dreaming when she was small about her being interviewed, and today she is being interviewed. So keep dreaming. Dreams are not expensive. Lauren says, yes, I can't wait for a session with her. Yes, I can't even wait for the social media webinar myself. Okay, and also the internet never forgets. Be mindful of the content you post out there. The internet never forgets. And also, Victoria says you don't have to, have the big community to actually make a change. Even if you're in the rural community, you can reach out one-on-one to people. You could make a gathering of yourself and some other people and keep, talking about it. Keep talking about it. And you know our slogan is know it loud. It's okay. Now we'll be watching a short video of the Master Quart one by Rhealyz Africa. Okay, so we are back. So leverage on the social media to put yourself out there to know what to connect with professionals. If you don't have a LinkedIn account, get yourself a LinkedIn account. Because truly, to be candid, on LinkedIn, things are happening. We have the movers and the shakers of the world there. And there you can get to connect with anybody by just sending, a really polite message. And who knows, they might just grant you an audience. And from there, your life will start changing for the better. And also, if you know that the social media is getting to you and it's getting really depressing, even I myself, I do this. Go on a social media detox, go get a break. Just keep yourself sane and then come back when you're better. And like Taylor said, it's gonna get worse. It's really gonna get worse. A lot of people are going to, keep creating accounts for different things, and we have just how many now? Before you know it, we're going to be having many more. Just know how to keep yourself sane. And I guess we'll be closing with a video of Mrs. Akibo. She's also she's also a broadcaster and a presenter, and also we look forward to you meeting her as one of the facilitators for the master cohort. I also appreciate the guests, the audience. Thank you very much for coming. Every of our audience, of our guests, Toyo, Mutateleno, Victoria, Sapani, everyone, we want to thank you very much for coming on the show today. And our audience, Madam Comfort, Abana, Sabe, Lauren, Peace, everyone, Joy, Anthony, Muren Keji, thank you for joining today. And also, I also appreciate our boss at Rhealyz Africa. Thank you so much for giving us an opportunity and a platform to make things out, to push this information out to the world. And also, Excel Michael, thank you very much. Damilola Oluwadown, our project manager, thank you very much. I appreciate your work that you're doing behind the scene. Nana Cabrante, thank you very much. Oluwamaya Waujo, thank you very much for joining today. We saw it on the Choir Princess Victoria. Thank you, Daphne Nabaswa. Thank you very much. We hope you get to implement these things you've learned in Uganda and engage more of the girls. It's all about Africa. It's all about being intentional and creating safe spaces for everyone. Abanas Visi, thanks for an impactful session. Thank you also for joining us today. From us to you, we say, okay, we thanks a lot, Miss Ayimba. It's been a smooth ride. Thank you very much. Peace. Thank you for joining us. Abana also says, thank you, Rhealyz Africa. Yes. Thank you, Rhealyz Africa. We hope to realize Africa. We hope to realize Africa, and we hope to start our cohorts very soon. And you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, on every of our social media pages. It's Do It Right, RGN. Everything you've learned today, don't just stop there. Keep posting it. Our slogan says, know it loud. It's now that you've known it. Go out there, loud it, make it loud. Keep posting it on every of your social media platforms about what you've learned. You might just be helping somebody else. And just like Kiyosi said, there's something called algorithms. What you think is going on through your mind, I think a lot of people don't know. A lot of people also have the same challenges. And if you don't go out there and this is even really the origin of the loud session, to get people to know about more of those things. And okay, Joy Anthony says, thank you, Rhealyz Africa. Thank you, Joy. We hope you've been able to have a really insightful period. And I think for us is a goodbye. We'll be closing with a video of Omolola Akibo.
Good afternoon. My name is Omolola Akimbo, and I'd like to say Happy International Day of the Girl Child. It is a day that has been set aside to celebrate the girl child, and of course, I am here to lend my own support to the fact that the girl child needs to be celebrated, needs to be encouraged, and needs to know that you have every ability and what